Hey everyone, this is me, Matty Shifu, or you can call me Mattia or Matty, which is a new confirmed nickname. I won't mind people calling me. I'll get to that later. So as many of you all know, we are finally almost done with this year, 2021. And honestly, this year has been quite something to say the least. A lot of crazy stuff has happened this year. And in my honest opinion, if you want my full feedback on how this year has gotten, um, it was more so of a mixture. Like it was basically half bad and half good. I say this because the first half of this year wasn't really that great, and the second half of this year, well, that's when things started to cool down a bit more. And yeah, I honestly, looking back at how I used to, behave and all throughout 2020 and basically half of this year. Well, let's just say that for the record, the first half of 2020 more so felt like a part 1.5 of 2020. Like for some reason, it still felt like 2020, but not really, in a way. I don't really know how to say that, but yeah. And if you want me to be as honest as possible, looking back at how I used to act, I honestly I wasn't really the best person. Like no, like really, I wasn't really the best person. Like I was so hot-headed over the most smallest things, and I'm just like looking back and I was like, "Whoa, what the hell was I doing back then? Did I really say that? Did I really do that? What was I thinking?" So, yeah. And if you wait, no. Wait, let me think. Well, okay, so yeah, I wasn't really the best person throughout half of this year or basically throughout the other years. I didn't have that much common sense and all. But once the middle of 2021 came, I was beginning to change and, change for the good. I made sure not many people can see that, but I was actually able to change for the better. And ever since I came to my senses more and learned more about what not to do and all, I kind of changed in a way. And honestly, I'm actually really glad. I ever since I stopped all most of the old habits I used to do and all, it just completely, like I was turned like I was how do I say this? Like I completely changed or something. Yeah, I don't really know how to say this, but all I can say is that I definitely changed for the good. And honestly, I'm really glad of that. I'm sorry if I'm repeating the same stuff over and over again. This is all done in one take and this is unscripted. I just want to, get this out of the way and yeah. And I'm probably not going to edit this. It's just a little quick video I want to do and um another thing I want to say about the future of my channel and basically the future of my life as a basically the future of my social media life as a whole. So later on in like a few weeks or so, like when we get into 2022, it's going to be 10 whole years since I've been on social media. 10. And for those who don't know, apparently I joined YouTube or social media in general back in January 2012. That's like the most earliest time I did. January 8th, 2012 was when I created this channel called Matt89812. And ever since then, I've changed a whole lot for a whole decade. And it's honestly crazy if you think about it. Like, really, it is. I've been through quite a lot and I've done a lot of things. Like, I've been making content for a decade. It's crazy. Like, I wasn't really the best at making content when I first started, but then I started to grow more when people helped me out. And especially with Sparta remixes and YTP MVs. Now I know I don't make them anymore, and I want to I'll say a little more about this. The reason why I don't want to make any more remixes is because I don't really have the full on motivation to do it anymore. Like if you're talking about what I did in like mid 2019 and then I came back in April 2020, that was only a break. My motivation just, went down for a period of time, but now it's going down for good, and honestly, I don't really have the motivation to make remixes all that much anymore, and I just want to like move on to other kind of stuff. And honestly, I don't really feel all that comfortable near the community as a whole. I mean, I'm not saying they did anything wrong. Like, there's no way that a community can do something wrong. I mean, sure, it has flaws here and there, but as I said, people can change, and yeah, I can definitely see some change in the community. That's good. And honestly, I gotta give the Spider Games community and YTPMV community a lot of credit for helping me out with my content as a whole. Like how people did this, people did that, like the inspiration and like how my editing skills have improved. I would like to give a lot of credit to those communities because if it weren't for them, my content would have been absolute garbage like it was back in 2012, 2013, 14, and 15. And if it weren't for those two communities, I wouldn't have gotten this far. Like, honestly, I'm really glad I started to make this kind of stuff. Like, I'm really, really glad. Like, if it weren't for these two communities, like, I wouldn't really know what to do. I have to give a huge thank you to those two communities because they've done a whole lot to help me. And, well, to be honest, I don't really feel all that comfortable with being in those two communities all that much. I mean, again, I'm not saying I did anything wrong. I don't hold any grudges. I don't have anything against them or anything. I mean, like, who wouldn't? That's kind of stupid. I mean, sure, I kind of did, but that was like a long time ago, and honestly, I wasn't really proud of how I used to act, and yeah. And ever since I, came back to making remixes, not that many people were watching it, and not that many familiar faces looked at my stuff anymore. I mean, I'm not saying they should. I mean, that's fine if they don't want to, but it just kind of disappoints me that not many familiar people or OGs watch my stuff anymore. But again, I'm not saying that they should. I'm just if they don't want to, that's totally fine. I mean, not everyone's gonna like this or like that. I mean, we all have different opinions on one another and stuff like that. I mean, sure, that's fine. You don't have to watch my stuff. I don't really mind. But I'm just a little disappointed that, not that many people watch my newer remixes nowadays. I mean, I've improved quite a lot ever since how my remixes were back in like 2017, 2018. And yeah. So to summarize, I just want to say thank you all for a great year. Like this year has been quite something. And I just want to say thank you all for almost 10 whole years of support. And even if you weren't there, if you're not like an OG who knew me from 2012, 13, or 14, that's okay. I still want to say thank you for this wonderful journey, this wonderful journey throughout my social media life. Like it's been a great help. Like really. Like you have no idea how much this meant so much to me. You guys are the best. And I'm sorry if I'm repeating similar stuff some people said. This is all done in one take, and I didn't script this. But to summarize, I just want to say thank you all. And honestly, I am definitely looking forward to what 2022 has in store. Now, about the previous nickname part, when I said Matty, Mati. If any of you didn't know, one of my favorite animators, Holly, or Pet Peeves, you probably know her for 12 and Origins and in Tandem if you're a premium Keyblade, or her recently RPG series Brightside. You should give that a watch. That one's really good. So basically, throughout her streams and in the Discord server that's private for premium viewers only, she's been calling me Maddie, and I was like, okay, sure, you can call me that on mine. I would have been more comfortable if she called me just Matt. I mean, she did that once when I tried to help her out with something, but if she wants to call me Maddie, that's totally fine. I don't mind that at all. And yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, thank you all for the support. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll definitely see you all soon in 2022. And yeah, bye.